Hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. We have back-ordered Oculus Quests, some new Quest apps, some new SideQuest apps, some hand tracking demos, some hand tracking Locomotion and some Valve Index fans to keep you cool whilst inside your headset. So there's a ton of great stories here I want to share with you, so let's just dive straight in. Let's get started. So first, I'll let you guys know of an early access title called The Burning Descent, a virtual reality shooter designed for people of all ages and for varying levels of virtual reality comfort. This is all due to the motion mechanics, so you shouldn't feel any discomfort. It's just entered its early release and will be so for about a year. The title is an online multiplayer shooter that allows you to play with up to 8 players at one time. Although the early access version doesn't allow for this, it only allows for 4 at once in an arena. This title is being promoted to virtual reality arcade centers as well, so you may stumble across this in the future. In playing this game, I actually like the animation style. It reminds me of Path of the Warrior with those really big, muscly arms, because you are a brute. Everything was responsive and fluid in this title as well. It seems like a really fun title. There's a variety of weapons as well. There's offensive and defensive, so you can mix up your gameplay styles to keep it fresh as you bomb around the place. This title is 100% perfect for wireless play, because I just kept getting wrapped up in my wire because of all the turning you do, especially when you're traversing and getting shot, and you have to think about what path you have to take. Because there's an element to this where you travel, you have to look at where you're going, so that combined with enemies shooting at you and you have to shoot them back, you just get lost in this title. They did warn me that this is an addictive game, and I can see why. You just completely get immersed and lost in the fast-paced, fluid, beautiful world that they've created. This is a great fun, simple game, just well implemented. Great job. Next is Pavlov is now on SideQuest. Pavlov was expected to come to the Quest, but being called Pavlov Lite at the time of the 19th of December. That was until Dave Vills ran into some issues and didn't want to release on that date anymore. And due to the holiday season when there was Christmas and there's New Year's, he didn't expect it to be released anytime soon, so there's now an expected release date of February. And a name change, he's called it Pavlov Shack. And when he tweeted that he was going to change the name to that, I genuinely thought he was kidding, but no. Pavlov is an online multiplayer shooter with many more additional game modes such as zombies and offline options as well, if you just get completely destroyed online like sometimes I do. This game has been available for Quest users for many months, but it was only available for those that knew where to find it and were slightly tech savvy in order to get it onto the headset. But now it's on SideQuest, so it's removed all of that toil, so now people who aren't that tech savvy can just plug it into the computer, click install in SideQuest, and it will be on there for you to enjoy. There was also a recent update to SideQuest to allow yourself to change your character's name in Pavlov. Some install issues were fixed as well, because many people were reporting issues when trying to install this game, but that now should be remediated. There are also additional permissions for Pavlov to enable inside your headset. Next is about the back orders on the Oculus Quest. It seems like there's no point in waiting until it's available. You should just buy it and wait as soon as you can, because the back order date just keeps shifting. In the USA and the United Kingdom, over the Christmas period, these headsets were sold out and hard to come by, and were back-ordered until January, which then became February, and it's now becoming the start of March. Even in the United Kingdom, we've moved from an expected dispatch from January to February. Amazon are claiming to get the 128GB models in stock by the 17th of Jan, but how long is that going to last? Let me know if you're still trying to get one of these headsets yourselves, because I'm curious to gauge the demand on this. How many people are still trying to get a headset because it keeps getting shifted back, and I want you to enjoy amazing virtual reality experiences. Let me know. Okay, this story is awesome. I don't have a Valve Index, but this is a mod for that headset, and we can all appreciate it. And it has an awesome name, the Chilldex. This popping up now is perfect, since the rise of virtual reality fitness means more of us are getting sweaty inside our VR headsets, and it's not hygienic in the slightest. Or we have to take off our headsets and wipe down, taking us out of that immersion, or we just suffer it and get nice foggy lenses. The Chilldex is a small USB-powered fan that looks like it was designed to look like a GPU. The company's claims is it's non-intrusive, there's nothing poking out, and there should be no loud noises or buzzes when it's running caused by the product. It also has different models varying in price. The premium model, which has a dynamic fan which changes how much airflow it brings due to the temperature and the length of your activity. The standard model has 2 speed settings that you can switch between depending on your needs. This product is a Kickstarter campaign, but it is one that I can get behind. I really like the idea of a HMD having some sort of aircon. Even a low powered setting would have done me so many favors playing so many games in the past where I've just been sweating like crazy and didn't want to stop. that their target is to reach just over $19,000, and if you want to invest in this product, it's just $31 donation for the standard model or $39 for the premium. I think that's a really great price. Still awaiting options to come for the Quest, but it's a start, especially as Half-Life Alyx is around the corner, and getting a Valve Index for that is a great idea. Next is another story that I really enjoy, and that is hand tracking Locomotion. And it's no surprise at this point that Oculus's hand tracking is at its infancy. It's in its beta phase. There are so many improvements that they need to implement and problems to solve that a company called £3 Games have taken it upon themselves to solve some problems in the form of hand tracking Locomotion. We've seen so many different forms of locomotion over the years for virtual reality. We've had teleportation, running on the spot, drawing out the line we want to move to, staring at a position we want to go to, and smooth locomotion. £3 are creating now hand tracking Locomotion. And if you're a developer, just to make you aware, £3 have an SDK available for all sorts of traversing in virtual reality games that you can make use of. There's teleportation, thrusters, line arcs, there's just loads for you to enjoy if you want to check that out. So in this Locomotion video, we see hand tracking being used for many different features, but one of them is movement, and this is done by pinching the air and moving in the direction you want to travel, almost like invisible joysticks from our console controllers, but in a 3D space. And an article that was speaking about this actually said something that made me think bigger than the use case they're applying right now. I'm really glad they did jump on this opportunity, because the next logical step after recognizing hand movement is 3D body movement, at which point we're just a couple of steps away from a virtual reality holodeck. If they can manage to make virtual reality body tracking a thing, then you won't need a haptic suit for movement. The only thing the suit would be good for is haptic feedback, such as vibrations, reactions, or biometric data. Which would also mean we wouldn't need all this fancy tech, all these haptic options to enjoy such features either. It may be a while before we see anything that makes use of this, because this is an SDK, it's still in its prototype phase, and then it would need developers to make use of it as well. So it might be a while till we actually see any hand tracking Locomotion, hopefully some demos on SideQuest. Next is just a little update on the Oculus Store, because finally we have an app and a game on the Quest Store, as it's been so long since the Christmas period before we saw any new content actually land on the store, and I'm finally glad to see something. We have an Oculus Go and a Gear VR application. It's not a game, it's now ported to the Oculus Quest, called Pegasus. I love the logo and I love the name, but I personally won't find a use for this application. It is a media player that is paid for at $4.49, and it will be free if you already own it on the go. This allows you to play custom content, 180 degree and 360 videos and photos. It also lets you connect to your computer over a network, a wireless network, to access other content as well, so it could be helpful for you in that regard. And the game that's available is 2MD VR Football Unleashed. We have an American football title that you may have seen, Get to the Chopper VR and BMF Play on their channels. It allows you to be a quarterback of a football team, calling the shots, and if you have the space available, it makes use of room scale, which this game would be perfect for, so you can run around dummying around players. It sounds like it's a perfect fit. You have 8 teams, 8 stadiums, 8 different plays, and it's a cross-buy title if you have a Quest and you're thinking about playing any games on the PC, or if you have a PC and you're thinking about getting the Oculus Quest. So for only $10.99, a cross-buy game seems like a pretty good deal. So this one, just to make anyone aware, in the last week we've had some hand tracking demos added to SideQuest. And once again, it's nothing crazy, it's nothing mind-blowingly special, but you can check it out and see what the hand tracking has to offer to a degree. I'm still on the fence about hand tracking. I'm waiting for a developer that's actually on the Oculus Store, the official Quest Store, to see how they're going to execute it. But for now, we'll just try out these demos, and the first one is Mr. Scribble's VR. You can draw in space, move things around, rotate and scale objects, and change and mix colors in this sandbox environment for you to just play around in. There's no purpose, you just simply draw and fiddle. When playing this, there's still unpredictable hand tracking issues, that hasn't changed, but when it works in this title and it's very fluid, it's actually pretty great. It's pretty smooth. It's one of the most smoothest hand tracking demos I've played. The content's not there. Hopefully an update comes soon for more things to do in it. The next one is Meditative Mysteries, and I do not know what was going on in this. The devs said themselves that you will be confused, and they were right. I think a problem with hand tracking is like many issues we were having with virtual reality when that first started, and that was the standardization of controls. Because with gestures that translate to in-game actions, there can be a ton of different ways of doing things. So every time you jump into a game, you're not 100% sure what you're doing, you don't feel confident. And I look forward to knowing what the best option or options are, so the next time I jump into a game, I'll be able to just jump in and feel a bit more settled a bit more understanding of what's going on. But time will tell. So that's it from me today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this one. A ton of great virtual reality news stories. Stick around for next time. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.